you have this thing, like so many things bring you joy, whether it is art or cookies or presidents like Abe Lincoln, and Abe happens to be on the penny.
He
You
does.
you love pennies. Where did this penny obsession come from? Oh, are you pulling out a penny right
I'm
now?
not kidding. There's one in my pocket. I found it. I got it. Yeah, I had that. I found it during middle school coaching. I love pennies. Yeah, I've always I don't know. I mean, I remember liking finding pennies when I was younger. But then once I started running, it was kind of always my thing. And it just is like so I didn't really race this summer. I just kind of played and ran whatever I felt like. And there was probably a good 2 to 3 weeks where every morning I would just get up and go find a different neighborhood and I would street sweep, which is what I call it. So I just like run up one side of the street and then I come over and run the other side of the street. And I just like go up and down these streets just looking for change. But it just brings me a lot of joy just finding these like it's like treasure hunting, basically. You're just like you never know what you're gonna find. You never know how much you're gonna get. You're almost always gonna find something, but it also just helps keep me present on the run. Like
Mhm.
if I'm just like out there and like I don't really feel like running, I'm always down to street sweep. Like I'm always down to go look for change. So and now it's just become I've just done it for so many years that I just love it. And I pick up other change. I'll pick up, I mean, I will definitely pick up quarters, nickels, and dimes too.
Erica, check this out. Sharing the screen here. Look at
Holy
this
shit!
Yeah.
table
How
of
much is
pennies.
that?
So that picture that you're looking at, so it's a picture of me
Wow.
with stacks. I look like Ebenezer Scrooge. I've got like all these stacks of pennies. That was in 2020. So
And a
that was
shark
right.
sweater.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other thing. It was COVID, and so I was like, I should. It was like it was at the point where we were all so bored. So I
Mhm.
decided I was gonna count and sort all of my change. That took me 16 hours
Wow.
to sort. Like I sorted them by decade for some reason.
Unidentifiable.
Those were all the pennies that were smashed. Like I couldn't tell what year it was, or like even if it was a penny. I don't even remember how much I found that year. It was insane. Yeah, it was. That was. I also sorted my pennies, and I would like write something about it. Yeah, so I've been finding change for years. I dressed as Abe Lincoln and went to Mount Rushmore. So it's quite a thing.
How much
How
do you
did
think you found over the years?
So I do count my change every year. I count my running change every year. And I don't count it until the end of the year because like I do it on January 1st because it brings me a lot of joy. To see how much I found. And I like to prove to people when they say that pennies don't add up or you don't make very much money as a runner. I like to stick it to them by being like, I made $58 last year, sucker.
Right.
Which then one year I was like stoked to tell everybody how much I made, but it was only like $37. And so I was like, it sounded really dismal. But so the next year I tallied every single penny, nickel, dime. And because I wanted to show like I found like 7,000 pennies. Like it was like something absurd to show
Wow.
like how much work I was putting in.
Seriously. Do you do anything
Yeah.
special with the money that you make from the running?
Yeah, now
Street sweeping.
yeah, now with my street sweeping money, I invest it in Robinhood, which is an app. It's a stock app because I like to now think my running change is working for me. So I invest in companies that I like. So I
Mhm.
have stock in Disney, Tempur-Pedic, North Face, obviously,
Yep.
Invisalign. Like I invested more in Cricut, like the Cricut machine, because that's how I
I
make my
just bought
costumes.
one.
They're amazing.
I bought one for my wife's birthday, and I'm like, I'll
Oh,
just be honest, I'm getting it for me too.
you won't regret it. It's the best thing in the world. That's how I made my Barbie sweatshirt. Was my Cricut
Yay!
machine. Hmm.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna make you an on the runs t-shirt. When the first one I make, you're getting one.
I'll
I'm sending it your
I'll
way.
happily wear it. 100%.
Yes. Tell me, what have the pennies taught you?
So many things. It's interesting that pennies can teach you something if you're just looking for it. So my pennies for me have always been affirmations that I'm on the right path. So anytime I'm looking for pennies, especially if I'm just like struggling through something or just kind of in that, just looking for like a sign, I will as soon as I'm thinking of something or I have a thought, there's a penny. And that's like kind of my affirmation, like, yep, I'm on the right path. And for me, they're also just like symbols. So I sort them into jars. I have this little Abe Lincoln bobblehead that sits next to these jars that I'm watching. Like, it's really, really fun for me to watch these pennies grow over the year. Because it's like proof, like, yes, little things do add up, even when you think that they don't. These little tiny decisions, these little tiny pieces of progress really do add up. And here's proof. Kind of what I like about it. And also, like, you can find joy in just the simplicity. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be like anything over the top. It's just those little pieces. Oh my gosh, look at, we have 2 new guests.
Yay!
That's Bill Clinton, and then over by the window.
Yes. I love it. Yeah, I shut the door. Mine aren't going to make an appearance, but I'm glad yours did.
Detour, sorry.
I love the lessons behind it, because you're right. It does show you like little things add up, and not to give up, just to keep going on your path, and things will work out. So yeah, in our show notes, I was laughing. He goes, can you read these over and just see if these look okay? And I'm reading, and he has under here, pennies are like opportunities, but he had a typo. Sometimes he does, but it said pennies are like opportunitits. I had to be like,
pennies are like opportunitits.
I'm like, you may want to check the spelling on that one, because I didn't know. He got it from like your website, and I was like, is that a typo or not a typo?
Oh, I hope that's on my website.
Oh.
If it is, I'm leaving it 100%.
I have a feeling it was him, so I don't.
Oh, it was totally me.
But I thought it was great. Gave me a nice laugh this afternoon.